Ask Reddit, poor men of Reddit, what was your weirdest encounter with a rich person? Alright, so this happened a couple of years ago. I was sitting on a park bench after a long shift, just exhausted. My shoes had holes in them, my stomach was empty, and honestly, I was just trying to exist for a moment. Then this guy sits down next to me. Expensive suit, shiny watch, probably never worried about rent a day in his life. We sit in silence for a bit, and then, out of nowhere, he asks, "Hey, can I ask you something? What's it like to be poor?" At first, I thought he was messing with me. But he looked serious. So, I told him, being poor. It's like drowning. But everyone around you is breathing fine. Rent is higher because I can't afford to buy. Cheap shoes wear out fast, so I keep replacing them. I work harder than most, but the finish line keeps moving. He just sits there, thinking. Then he says, "My dad always told me poor people don't try hard enough." I laughed. Yeah. Well, I work 2 jobs and still barely survive. How many jobs do you work? That shut him up real quick. He takes off his watch, some ridiculously expensive brand, stares at it, and says, "I bought this for $50,000 last week. Didn't even think twice." That's your whole year, isn't it? I shrug. More like 2. He just sits there for a moment. Then, without another word, he stands up, puts the watch back on, and walks away. I sighed, thinking, well, that was weird. Then my phone buzzed, $50,000 deposited into my account. I look up, and across the street, I see him getting into a black car. He glances back at me, gives a small nod, and drives away. Weirdest conversation of my life. And the only time I ever got paid just for talking.